Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. So, I think we'll quickly go into the inventory and see if there's anything that we need to put on the characters, make them a little bit stronger. Don't really care for those. Put those over, one of these over to Cassandra, maybe? Yeah, that's probably the best. Varric at the moment, not really going to matter too much. Or Solus at the moment, because I'm going to be changing him out, changing both of them out once we get to the uh, once we get a little bit further into the game, and we decide to get more characters. So I think we should head over to the far end of the map and do the mission that we currently have. We got to speak with Dennett about horses for the Inquisition. It doesn't seem to be too much else around here at the moment. Oh, there is a mission. Grab this. And again, when it comes to side mission stuff, again, I'm not going to be doing everything. However, I do want to get as much experience as I can, so I can get, obviously a lot of the abilities and skills with this game. But as far as doing everything, no, I'm I don't think I will. Um, I'm going to focus on as many side character stories um, as I can, or as I kind of that feels reasonable. Um, because one of the things is that because I'm doing them under videos and I only have, well, at least using the PS5 recording, I only have a a 1 hour time limit per recording videos. Oh, there is another side mission up here as well. Very funny that there's three side missions along the way, just by picking up notes, so you can just get instantly. Got some got some wolves. Boost it. Boost them up with a shield. Yeah, there we go. Let's switch to attack targets. Again, switch. Um, but yeah, again, but again, yeah, I'm going to focus on as much as relatively I can within the time slots that I currently have. Um, all right, so there's another one of those uh, telescope, whatever, shard shard seekers up here once I can eventually get up. Yeah, I'm most likely going to be collecting as many materials as I can, especially if I want to later on upgrade potions to give me more healing, more healing potency. Um, Mainly, it's mostly just going to come to the amount of healing potions I can use, and how much they heal, and in one regard um, to the because there's a healing potion that replenishes your health instantly, and there's uh, a what's the word I'm looking for? Heal over time one. I'm going to be focusing on mainly getting as much as I can for both of them, and
So you're the
yeah,
Inquisition
you
then?
don't need a lot of
Team
materials.
trying to bring order back. Watch yourself, Inquisition.
All right, so let's
Good luck
talk
with
to
the
Dennett
outfit.
here once it
Name's
decides to
Dennis.
work. There we
I
are.
served our Lehman for 30 years as horsemaster. I hear your Inquisition is looking for mounts.
It is. Can you help us?
Not at the moment. I can't just send 100 of the finest horses in Ferelden down the road like you send a letter. Every bandit between here and Haven would be on them like flies on crap. You'll have mounts once I know they won't end up as a cold winter's breakfast.
That sounds more than reasonable.
Glad to hear it. My wife Elena manages the farms and Bron's in charge of my guards. They'll tell you what they need. Until then, you deserve something better than whatever knock-kneed plow-neg they gave you. The chestnut over there is a purebred Ferelden forder. Take care of him, and he'll take care of you, Inquisition.
All right, so we can do a couple quick missions
I've heard
here
what my man
that
said.
will give us
If you want our
power
horses, then we need our farmers
to
back safe
progress
their
in the
fields. Since the
main
breach
plot.
appeared, the wolves have gone mad. They come after our men like beasts with the water sickness. You deal with the wolves, and our farmers will be safe again.
All right, so she wants the wolves to be taken care of, and then the horse
Fancy
races.
trying out one of my courses?
What kind of racing are you talking about?
I set up a course over there with stakes in the ground. It's too narrow to race directly, so I time it with a sandglass. You try to ride the course before I call time.
I'll try one of your courses.
Wonderful. Get your horse and I'll set up the stakes. You make time, I'll throw in some of the dress money Father gave me. Consider it a donation to the Inquisition.
All right, so because of these horse races, they're easy, but they're fairly boring to kind of do. So what I'm going to do is uh, speed up past these, and we'll see how that works. And so yeah, be back in a second. Okay, so as I said,
Well
simple
done.
but
You've mastered every
kind of
course I've
boring
set
to
up.
do. So her stuff is done with.
You think the Inquisition could maybe find out what these things are?
The Master doesn't want me handing those refugees weapons until they've got any hope of defending themselves. If you put up a few watchtowers, we'd all have more warning before the next attack.
You said you had a way to help the refugees.
I do. There are too many hills in these parts. Good places for raiders and bandits to gather. I've marked good spots on the map. You set up watchtowers there. I'll talk to the master and get your people weapons.
Farewell.
Okay, so let's check around the
Shouldn't we travel to Valrayo now, sir?
back way here.
The breach isn't going to close itself. Indeed. The sooner we obtain help for the breach, the better.
So I know there's shards and a couple small side things we can pick up and do along the way. Yeah, and just like with the horses, with the horse races, there's also a side mission where we have to bring back a what do they call them? Druffalo, back into the farm. And again, it's an easy side quest. It's just the Druffalo really doesn't know what it wants to do sometimes, and you have to stay fairly close to it in order for it to follow you. So, it takes like a minute to run over to it, but it feels like it takes 10 minutes to walk back because of how slow you have to move. So, I will be fast forwarding through that part as well, because again, there's nothing really interesting that happens through it. Trying to think of like what's the next ability I should be working on getting first. Obviously, once I have all of my, or at least most of my healing / protective moves available to me. Because I know that this fear fire attack, it can be useful. It's not that I don't see the usefulness of it. It can very much be useful. It's just that it's not very. It's not that very. It's not that. It doesn't really. I don't know. It's all right. It's a good enough ability to get one enemy off of you, but the moment you then attack it again, the fear wears off. So it's almost like, why even bother trying to make it run away from you in the first place if it's just going to wear off the moment you attack it again. But if you want to get a very strong enemy off of you, do that. Maybe get some distance away from you, and attack somebody else. So that stronger enemy has to purposely run away, and then come back to you, and then waste its time to come back to you. Again, some situation like that, very possible. Ooh, this bear is. I just saw that too. This bear is level 8. And he's going down relatively fast. be a bit easier if instead of ice, I had Solus use a fire weapon. All right, so there's a cave. There's a cave over here. There we go.
That's not normal fire.
I have heard of this, but never seen it before. It is called veil fire. It is a form of sympathetic magic. A memory of flame that burns in this world where the veil is thin.
Ooh, even these guys are a little bit stronger. But not too bad at all. Alright, if I recall, I think there's only one, maybe two small chests or small lootable items, and then there's one of those, and then
The veil fire must
this.
be making the runes legible.
So that gives us the schematic for making a frost rune, which once again, once we gain the ability to do more crafting and the like, um, being able to make a lot of different runes, attach them onto weapons, uh, can be very useful. Keep messing up and pressing the wrong button. I forget what game I'm thinking where the touchpad is pause. I have to keep reminding myself it's the start button. Okay, so that mission is way down there. Not going to be bothering with that for the moment. So we should really probably jump up. Uh, Mark that one, and we'll head over there to do that quest. Yeah, like we spent so little time. Um, we spent so little time in this area, and we've already got almost like a dozen side missions to do. Oh, yep. Here's one of the.
What is that?
Well, once these guys get taken care of. And can I activate it? Oh, it's disengage. Not clear commands. Actually, just get rid of him. He's only one guy. There. Alright, so, can activate this. Yeah, the Astarians. Or, Ash, yeah, whatever. So, fairly straightforward. Just draw a line that makes the picture on the bottom right there. Some of these do get very. Some of these can get very difficult, where there's literally only like one way to complete it. It seems a lot of the early ones you can start at almost any point and be able to any one of those points and be able to draw the picture out. But there are some that there are some that like you cannot start in the spot that you almost think you would need to in order to draw it. And I'm sure I'll be coming across that and pointing that out. Another bear.
Fled to the hills.
Well, again, you shouldn't take too long. Oh, Cassandra's in a little bit of trouble. Okay, Solus has ran out, so now I'll use my shield.
I hear reconstruction is progressing well in Kirkwall.
I know things are bad there.
I wasn't trying to.
You weren't trying to remind me how bad it is in Kirkwall, so you decided to talk about it?
About its recovery.
What you're talking about are the buildings, and even that will take years. People don't recover so easily.
Something is nearby. Ah, right there. Okay, that one's done. There's another one right up there. Yeah, so feel free to. So, for anyone who's played this game before, feel free to mention what's your favorites. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, never mind. I thought I was stuck for a second. Um, but feel free to mention of what's your what's your preferred character class to play as. Um, what's your your favorite side characters to bring along with you, and what kind of groups, what kind of group of a team do you bring? Um, so for me, for example, I actually prefer playing as an archer in this game more. Um, mainly because there's a couple skills with the archer. I think it's there's like a long draw move. There's an explosive arrow. There's a somersault arrow move, and there's like a really powerful like single arrow shot. Those are the main four moves that I build my entire character off of, and get into maxing them out and getting the or unlocking them, and then getting the enhanced moves for them. And one of my favorite things to do is to sit in the back, let my team go up in front, group all the enemies together as best as I can. Um, Use the piercing arrow, which is a enhancement on I forget it's basically it's basically the first archer skill. But you set up an entire you but you the piercing arrow pierces through, like, for every target it goes through, it does increases in damage. So like I do that one. I do the explosive arrow. Um, and then in the cases of if any enemy uh, becomes comes up to me a little too close, I can do the somersault arrow to move away from him, as well as deal a lot of damage. And then the single shot is mostly just to do a lot of damage on one single target. But one of its enhanced moves is to knock it out, is to knock out the enemy to sleep. So not only will it do that big amount of damage, but it'd be able to incapacitate them for a few seconds. So similar to the fear fire move. Yeah. So this is the point that I said I was going to skip past for the Druffalo here. So this is the first part. We're actually getting to the Druffalo. So here we are. All I have to do, clear out the wolves that are surrounding it. Oh yeah, and I'd say my favorite team is, if I'm an archer, my favorite team is Cassandra, Blackwall, and well, I actually don't know if that's actually my favorite, because I tend to actually use two archers. So I tend to do Cassandra, Sarah, and Vivian. Have one sword, two archers, and a mage. Okay, so that was it sped up to about like 30 seconds, or slightly under 30 seconds. That legit took me 5 minutes to do, of bring the Druffalo from where he was, bring him all the way back. Legitimately took 5 minutes to do. Um, it's yeah, it's kind of boring. And since we're already here, might as well finish up majority of this area and get rid of this Fade Rift that's so close to town. Very suspicious why the family here wouldn't leave if there's legitimately a Fade Rift right next to them. So this is one of the downsides with being a mage. When you're going after the Fade Rifts, um, if those particular demons decide to come up from below you, they have a very damaging combo where they'll teleport underneath you, knock you down, and then do like a scream move that can once again do a good amount of damage and knock you down again. So it's a very annoying uh, it's a very annoying enemy to have to deal with, which is why I usually end up playing the archer for that, because if I were to use the somersault attack, I can get out of the range of their scream attack and do a lot of, and like legitimately just chop their health down in half by doing it. So it works pretty well, honestly. But yeah, I think of all the time I think of all the different playthroughs I've done with this game. Um, I'd say I've done the least amount of playthroughs being a mage. Um, I do like the ability to when control from a distance, and being able to provide support with the barrier, as well as in some cases with some enemies, the dispel move as well, to lower whatever, to either get rid of what any boost that some enemies use,
These must be the
or to
wolves that Lieutenant's wife warned us about.
drop, like, their attack or defense, or I forget exactly what else the spell move can do sometimes. But
That cave
but yeah,
must be a lake of us
but
strangers.
if there's any cases where if there's any points where enemies will swarm up on you, it can be difficult to try and actually get away. That's why for a very long time, I kind of mixed around with either having, well, I always guaranteed to have a mage with me, and then it was a matter of, if I'm going to be a warrior, I want to have one other warrior with me, so both of us can be the aggro, um, the aggro takers, and then the archer and mage should hopefully be pretty safe. Doesn't always work out all the time.
With the demon dead, the farmers should be safe from the wolves.
And it is really hard to actually get rid of, or to actually uh, knock down two warriors who primarily focus on, building up that armor defense, and especially with some other later abilities, it could be like it's very difficult to actually, in many cases, it's very difficult to actually uh lose your armor with the amount of with the few abilities that you have. You can just constantly kind of like almost keep regaining it. So I think you have an ability that, um that you can like, whatever damage you'll originally take, you'll block it with your shield, and you block the damage but gain that armor. Um, you have the challenge, that you draw enemies towards you, and for each enemy that you draw with that ability, you gain additional armor. There's another one much later on where, or I think it's actually it may be an enhancement where you can uh, where where you can you pretty much you're pretty much very you pretty much have to maintain in one area, um, but you get kind of almost like ghostly or like shadow soldiers next to you that also use shields and again will kind of create just like a wall um, to protect the rest of your team with you while they stand behind you and and deal damage that way. And again, that move itself regains your armor quite a lot. All right, so let's get over and now that we're done with the wolves,
And our farmers will be safe again.
can talk with her.
The wolves should be back to normal now. They shouldn't be any further trouble.
That's good to hear. I'll send word to the farmers and let my husband know what you've done. It may not seem like much, but you've given this land hope it desperately needed. Thank you.
All right, so I think that is basically it here. Um, think yeah, we have that one as well. All right, so let's make our way over, and we'll hope to set up the security towers. Oh, there's a couple enemies around where one is. Yeah, I think. Yeah, again, I always kind of struggle with thinking up of what to do with my mage characters, because there's always there's all these abilities in either fire, ice, or thunder, or whatever lightning damage, but you can't get there's not enough levels to be able to get all of them, to be able to just pump your character full of every single ability. You just flat out can't. So that's one thing I kind of always struggled with, to figure out which one do I want to focus in. So I try to be a little bit of a, little bit of everything. Okay, so I think we'll actually head. We've got more than enough power. I think in my opinion, I think we stuck around here. So all we needed was just one more. but we ended up doing a couple other missions along the way. Not that it's really going to be such a bad thing, considering we're going to need, there's going to be some missions later on where we're going to need like 20 or 30 power to activate like a new main mission. So it's not like doing side missions now is going to make things super slow or anything, because I'll be honest, it's really not. Get rid of the easy stuff now, makes the later parts of the game go by a little bit easier. I don't know why I walked in here. There's an exclamation mark, which usually means something important. Picked it up from there and got nothing out of it. So, thanks, I guess.
Your kind killed the most holy. Lies. Your kind let her die. Shut your mouth, mate!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean, exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
Alright, so let's see if there's anything else to do. Actually, let's head in and speak to one of our advisors. I think.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinian's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked her life to slow the magic of the breach. Sir Trevelyan, may I present the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
Interesting, considering the Inquisition was begun by the left and right hands of the Divine.
I see no written records from Sister Liliana or Seeker Pentecost that Justinia approved the Inquisition.
If you won't take her at her word, I'm afraid Seeker Pentagast must challenge him to a duel.
What?
It is a matter of honor among the Navarrans. Shall I arrange the bout for tonight?
No. Perhaps my reaction to the Inquisition's presence was somewhat hasty.
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montillier. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
I apologize for the intrusion. I didn't realize you were meeting with the Marquis. You did little harm. In truth, the debate was most beneficial as practice for those to come. You expect more people in Haven? Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible. The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montillier. Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas's politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
Okay, so let's actually turn in
Thank you.
the few things that we've collected off of animals and such.
What may I do for you?
So we'll do that.
Let's speak later. Another time.
And actually, because there's still a bunch of things that I need to edit down. I don't think we'll be able to do too much more this video, but the good thing is, next time we will actually be doing, should be doing far more story stuff. So that's always good. So thank you, everyone, for watching, and hope you enjoy and stick around for more.